Okay, so we are officially starting. Recording is on, and you are invited to take part actively if you will feel so, but just take it into account that there is a recording right now. And if you will want to talk more openly and discuss, etc., there will be also space later on after recorded part. So that's also possible later on. Hi Kaya, hi Jessica. Nice to see. Maybe not see you, but if you want, you can turn on recording. That's always nice. But of course, no pressure. I will just mute and we will start. So, welcome to our first day, and the subject of this is from awareness to embodiment, from knowing to living, from stuck to aligned action, and from potential to reality. And why I did it? Actually, the reason was that I went through all of that myself. And even lately, when I announced this subject, I had another process. So it's always like that. Like even if you open a space for some subject, you create some course or you create some meeting, then it's like touches you even deeper and you process it even deeper, and so that you can later on even guide or accompany or support someone on the same or similar path with similar struggles, etc. I can just see like it's always deeper and on higher level, etc. And what I've noticed, of course, there is many of these situations. Like every situation is different, and we will not cover all of them in this meeting because it will be too much. Like it's always like, you know, many aspects that you need to take into account, and many, you know, approaches, and like every situation is individual, but there will be like few points that will or may help you, and the few that are very common, and the rest we could discuss on our individual clarity call that I will introduce you after this meeting, etc. We will be possible to meet and discuss your individual situation, because I use various approaches to this subject, and also it is from, let's say, a mental area, from spiritual, and also from energetical, and from various areas I approach this subject. Today we'll focus mainly on traps that I also went through, all of them, and one method, something that can, let's say, make a click in you, like something that is like real reason before some inner block and action. Because of course you can feel stuck in general, like you cannot change anything in your life, and you can feel like that, but also very often it's like you want to do something, you know what to do, and you even, for example, regarding business or being visible in internet or something, and you just want to do something, you want to make a video, for example, and then you just can't, you just do something different, you procrastinate, you tell like you have ADHD, you cannot focus, or you have fear of being visible, etc., etc. And we will see it from the point of our mind today, and you will get to know what actually is the main turning point here. To look at it from completely different side. And so you are here, like, I mean, mostly in situations when you feel stuck. I guess so. It would be nice if you would like to share something, then in comments or in chat, or you can turn on and say if you want, but take into account that it's recording right now. Later on, we can just discuss without. And so you can feel stuck, like you have so huge awareness because you did so much. For example, it was also my case, like I was working with my clients. I also was working on myself for many years. And I had this huge knowledge. I had this awareness. I felt, oh God, I know so much. I should be in a completely different place. And like I felt that I'm completely different woman inside. But then somehow I couldn't see this, change outside. Like I couldn't see maybe different people that that I were attracting, or like I could not see this real change outside somehow, yeah. And the second point is like when you want to do something and you just procrastinate, you just feel overwhelmed, you feel frozen, or you feel just fine, like like numb, and you just cannot do something. Like even if you know that you know your mission, you want to create, for example, some business, you want to do something for other people, etc. You know everything. You'd feel that you have so huge potential in you, and this so much to offer, and you just cannot do it. And that will be this that I thought, this turning point that can help you. That would be nice, like really to know if you could just share something. I will just wait a minute, like in what point you are, like what you feel keeps you stuck, or like why you are here, etc. If you will not want to share, then that's okay. Hi. And sometimes I will maybe not say by names, so that on the recording it will not be obvious who was writing. That's not a problem. Mhm. I'm just out of marriage, and you feel stuck, like, or you feel blocked, or like what kind of inner block, or what do you experience? If you could write, that would be nice to know. If not, that's all right.
I'll just say it because it's easier than messaging. But basically, I am I'm just in a big transition in my life, and I have a marriage that ended. My daughter is going to university. I have a profession that I've worked very, very hard at, but now I'm not sure that I want to proceed with that anymore. So it's just sort of a thing like where I feel like I'm stuck.
Okay, so I feel like it's a lot is going on, but
okay, yeah,
all
definitely.
right. Okay, so let's see what will be there for you. Okay. Thank you for sharing. So I will just say also very shortly that why I'm doing it. It's like it's also like a part of my mission, and my mission is to support women to live aligned life. It was always in me, even when I was a child. I was just talking in different words about that, and like just very shortly about me. So I came from corporate world. from marketing, sales. Then I just quit it, and I started to work with people. It was self-development, it was therapy, some body work, some energy work, etc. And everything was in person in Poland and in various countries. And then lately I moved to online. So like, let's say, it's quite various experience. And I'm an explorer, so most of the things like what I'm talking about, I just went through them myself. And I work mostly with this strong, high achieving woman, because I used to be her as well. And that was mostly not maybe about just strength, but also control and some other aspects in me. So we will move to these traps that I was mentioning you about, because if you already started working on yourself, and it can be already a few years or even longer for you, and still you cannot feel this real change. And why this happens? Like, from my experience, the first trap is that you all the time gain this knowledge. So all the time you know more and more, but you just know. So you are all the time in your mind. So just you are just broadening, spreading this mental, your mind. And knowing is not enough to introduce real change. Even you can feel like, okay, but it's not only knowing, because I did inner work. Like I was doing some meditations, I was doing some inner some practices, I was just setting this energy in me, etc., etc. Yeah, that's right. And you can feel better during that time. That was also my experience, that I had impression that I changed so much because of this knowledge, because of this inner work, etc., etc. But that was not enough. And also, maybe you can be in this point, like you even, for example, read some information about astrology, and there is written like, this day something will happen, tomorrow the energy will change to something, and you will move in your life, etc. And you can read it, you can feel well, you can feel inspired, but it will not work if you first, you will not make an action. And it is also about manifestation, about creating your reality. It's like you need to make action. So awareness is very important, and it is the first step, but that is the action that needs to be taken. And very often is in this, let's say, spiritual word, it's not mentioned, and you feel like, oh God, I changed so much, but actually you didn't, because you didn't change it in reality. And this is not only about some huge steps, it's not only like about some huge changes, like for example, like I did, I left corporate world, or you just will say, okay, I'm giving up with my partner or something. It's, of course it's a change, but it's not only about that. Even more important is this daily action, when you are present in your life and when you notice your patterns on daily basis. So you observe yourself in your interaction with your family, with people, and you notice, okay, that is this pattern, that is this program in me, in my mind, okay, then you need to stop, feel this discomfort in your body, because this is that stops us very often from the change, feeling this discomfort. But if you want to introduce this change, you need to stay in this discomfort and act, and that will be the keyword, differently. So if your program was to react in this way, then okay, you stop, okay, I see it, I do it in a different way right now. Maybe, for example, I will say no. And that is only the thing that gives the signal to your mind that, okay, something changed. The program has changed. There is update in your system, in your mind. So action is the most important. And later on, in the end of these traps, we'll talk about this blockage between being stuck and unable to act and making this action, because that is the key point maybe here for many of you. And in here, this magical thinking is not enough. I can say, okay, it's very often helping you, and it can manifest a lot, like if you have, you are on high vibrations, you have this positive approach, positive thinking. But if you are just staying in the same place, if you are not acting, if you will not do the first step to something what you want or what you want to manifest, nothing will happen. Or maybe sometimes it can, but mostly it's like you really need to do the first step at least. You need to act. And also very often the trap is like you go to some retreats, some, let's say, spiritual meetings, you feel so positive energy, you feel filled with this love and peace energy. And you feel, wow, I did so much for myself. I changed so much. Yeah, but it was just the feeling during the retreat. And actually, if you will not change, and your behaviors, even connected with this subject on the retreat or some meeting, next day when you will come back, it will be just like, temporary high. That's why integration, it's so important to integrate this to your daily life after some meeting, some course, or some retreat. And very often, if in the internet, even if you attend some courses, they are focused on giving you knowledge, and you can get this knowledge, but they are not focused on helping you in integrating that into reality, into your life. So you can feel just you do so much, but actually your life does not change, and you can just stay in this trap, like, oh, I need another course because on the course you feel better. Okay, sure. Yeah. That's all right. Yeah. Recording will be available. I think I will change the timing of the meeting because I think the time is maybe not perfect for many countries. Yeah. So yeah, that's okay. So yeah. Yeah, you can stay in this trap that you just, let's say, do another course, and you think like you need to release some blockage, so you attend another one, and all the time you attend them, but you do not apply this in your life. And that is the most crucial thing in here from these traps. And even for the mind, is enough very often to just do minimal steps, small steps. So anytime you attend some session or some course, you can have even just one sentence or just one change that you would like to apply into your life. And the most important is to just do this small minimal action just after it, so that your mind registered that something changed, that you made the step, you took the next action, and yeah, like you just did it, and then your identity changes as well. And the next trap for me from these years of development and therapy, etc., is staying in the past. So all the time digging into the past. Because there is many methods that you can work with yourself. But if you will just all the time analyze your past and connect every situation, yeah, because yeah, I had this trauma, I was so broken, my parents were so poor, they just made so many mistakes, and like these and these, and all the time you are analyzing in every situation. It's like you are not living, because we live in the presence first. Second, energy follows the attention. So if your attention is in the past, you are all the time in your past. And also your body feels that. So always, like, if you remember, remind yourself some memory from the past, it's even, for example, it's positive, you can already feel this in your body. Like if you can check it, like right now, you can remind something from your past, some positive thing, yeah, you can remind it, and you will already feel it in your body. So imagine yourself, like if you do it for all of the, let's say, difficult things, experiences that you had in the past, and you all the time are coming back to them, then your body all the time reminds it, your nervous system. And still your attention is in the past instead of here and now, when you can create your life, when you can change something, when you can make some new things, you can enjoy even small things that makes us happy. So this is the next point. And the next one, that's very common as well, it's focusing on fixing yourself. So all the time searching for something to fix, to heal, all the time. And then you give the signal to your mind that there is all the time something wrong with you. So you, let's say, save the program in your mind, something is wrong with me all the time. Of course, like in the beginning, when when you start working on yourself, it's natural that you can feel like that. But later on, if you will all the time stay in this, it's like difficult to go out and to really live and feel well in your life, because all the time you are searching what you can fix, what you can change in you, instead of appreciating this, what you already have, who you are, and just taking care of yourself. So this intention and the place from where you do something matters a lot, because you can do something from the place of fixing, when there is something wrong with you, or I'm all right, I'm whole, I'm okay, but I just take care of myself. For example, like I take care of my body, I take care of my mind and my soul, everything, yeah. And it's completely different point and the base to work on yourself, because still your mind is working all the time, and on the base uh, what you choose, this it will be searching for. So if you choose on fixing, then it will be just searching more and more reasons to fix yourself, and to uh, to program yourself that still all the time something is wrong with you. Or you can just take care of yourself, you can love yourself, you can enjoy your life, you can just you are all right, and you can just sometimes change something. Okay, it would be maybe better to do it like in this way or something, but you don't need to just stay in this place of fixing. That's crucial as well. And mm, yeah, because the brain changes when it receives a new code, a new state, and a new experience. So that's why this new step or new action, new thought, new program is important. Like you are just programming your mind all the time. So also with the questions, like if you tell, oh, what will happen today? You do not give, let's say, exact direction to your mind, because you can, for example, program it like, what good will happen today? I'm so curious what good will happen today, how my life will surprise me today, or how good my day will be today. Yeah. So you can also program your mind in this way, like you choose give it the direction in which it search for the results. So you can just program it in this way, like in this positive way, in this way that you want to experience, instead of giving it options like, that's interesting, what will uh, happen, or if this day will be good. Why to adapt it? You can just give it direction. Yeah, that's interesting, how beautiful will be this day. And you can be here also because, for example, you feel not ready for something, for in starting your business, for I don't know, changing partner, changing the job, or anything. Like you cannot feel ready, or you can have fear of being judged, of being seen, for example, in the internet. And the more you repeat these sentences, the more you program your mind for them. So the more you repeat that, the more your mind is like just stronger. Yeah. What's a different outlook instead of a fixing it mentality when focused on growth or improving a habit or lifestyle? Um, uh, I mean, like, mm, you can introduce changes in your life, and that's normal, and that's like really, good for us in general. But mm, it depends where you do it from. Like sometimes I just like in this what I was talking, it's like not just changing something in your life, because that's all right, completely all right. But sometimes when you start developing yourself and when you start working on your trauma, or um, like when you will go through to the spiritual world, energetical world, etc., etc., then you just all the time search for this, what you can do with yourself. You can all the time feel like I'm not I'm not enough, like I'm so broken, I have so many traumas, I need to fix this and this and this and this. And mm, even maybe also uh, you can take care of your body because you love yourself, and you just feel better. For example, if you take care of yourself, like when you will do some makeup sometimes, or when you will just use good cosmetics, natural or something, uh, it's like just you love yourself and you take care of yourself. But also you can just be in the like look in the mirror and say, oh God, I don't, it's like I look so bad. It's like, oh, I'm fat. Oh, like all the time you can have these negative thoughts, and you do it just because of this negative thinking. And it is the difference between like what you receive and what you create in your life. If you do it from the place of negative thinking about yourself, and from the place of positive. Like if you accept yourself, you love yourself, but okay, oh God, it just happened. For example, oh, I put on weight. Like, oh, how it did happen? I don't feel well. Like I feel heavy a bit. Yeah, I feel better when I am lighter. And yeah, I love so much myself, so I will just do it for myself. But you can just attack yourself instead. You can say, oh God, I'm so fat, I look so ugly, it's like, um, any man will not accept me, or like you can do it from various places, and also the result, the outcome will be different, and very often um, it will affect you inside as well. Yeah, deficiency perspective. Yeah, exactly. Because all the time, like all our life, we will change something in us. We will just grow. We will develop ourselves. We will process our, um, you know, our, let's say, flaws or our blockages on deeper level, and we will just release them in different areas, maybe of life, etc. But it's different if you do it from this place of not loving yourself, not accepting yourself. And that's, yeah, this deficiency perspective, like something is lacking in you. um, it's rather like but in the beginning of this path, it's very common. That's why I mention it. Also, I had it. Like I felt like that there is something wrong with me. Yeah. So I was just all the time working on some traumas, etc., and some things, until I get to the point like I didn't need to, and like then it's like you just like, love, accept yourself, and you know that the programs in us, we were programmed from early childhood. So we will maybe not process everything at once. And actually, we are here on this planet to develop, to grow, etc. So it's like the growth is all the time happening. Uh, but you can do it from the love basement, love place. Yeah, like you can just notice something and say, okay, it's coming back. how I can love myself more. And even you can do it with, um, there is a mirror exercise, for example, or uh, work on parts of yourself or inner childhood. Like, for example, something will occur, like someone will trigger you, and they say, okay, what you are feeling. So I feel that um, I just felt not enough, for example, in this situation. So, okay, or he gave me impression that I'm not enough. Yeah. So then you translate it to, you come back to yourself and you say, okay, so where uh, I gave myself the impression that I'm not enough. And then you can talk with this part. Yeah. So you are calling in this part of you that felt this, and you ask questions to this part, and the answers come. And then you just love this part of yourself and integrate. And immediately you can feel this integration and healing in you. So you don't need to attack yourself. Oh God, there is still something wrong with me because this person behaved somehow towards me. Or like there is many, methods, like ways that you cannot treat yourself well. You can just, let's say, notice this situation, come back to yourself, to your center, and check. Because if it happens in your reality, very often you do the same thing to yourself. So it is in your field, in your energy. So if you don't treat yourself well, then people can also not treat you well. I will not say like every situation is like that. Maybe we don't need to go to extremes, but I mean, it's like, it's very important to, of course, maybe react in some proper way in reality, but also then to just come back to yourself and love yourself more and accept this part, etc., and heal this part. But maybe you don't need to do it all day long, every day. And very often people do it when they, start this self-development and spiritual development. They just search for more and more what they can heal and do, etc., instead of just living, enjoying, and sometimes noticing something, healing, or changing. Okay, where we are. Yeah, so I just finished on this uh, part that we very often do ourselves self-hypnosis. Like we just repeat some sentences. It's very important to be aware what we are talking about, because every word is the energy. Every word is programming something in you. So if you all the time repeat yourself, I have a problem with this, I have this blockage, or I have this fear, it's just like, you know, you are programming it even stronger. Yeah, a moment. And also, very often, we have this problem frame in us. So this way of thinking in which the brain focuses on what is missing, what is not working, what hurts, what feels threatening, what you are afraid of, what is blocking you, and why you cannot move forward. And we are just focusing all the time on these things instead, and searching for even more and more, instead of just doing something or focusing on possibilities, because we give the direction to our brain, to our mind, what he is focusing and searching for us. Because if we focus on possibilities, it just shows us more and more, and we see more possibilities. Even like let's say simple example. If you, I love, for example, no, maybe uh, when you start being pregnant, for example, you will just notice pregnant women everywhere. But why? Because you just focus on it right now. Before you were just not focusing on that subject, so maybe you were not just noticing them. But right now you notice more and more. And the same works in any area. So that's why it's so crucial what we focus our energy and attention on. And very often, the next point, we will finish this draft soon. It's like yeah, like the questions direct our attention. So we can ask ourselves, why am I so hopeless, for example? Or what I can do in this situation? What possibilities are there? And also I have this method very often, like for example, I don't have an answer for some question, I just have some challenge. I just write it down. I write down the challenge, like I feel this and this, I don't know what to do or something. So I just release my emotions on paper. So the energy went out from me. And I write the question that will direct my mind to the possibilities and answers. So, for example, what is possible in this situation? What would be good to decide to choose, or maybe what to what would be the best for me? Like depends on the question, etc. But it's good to just sign it and put it somewhere and just do other things, and the answer will come. Yeah, and right now we'll just move to the maybe main part. I will have one slide for you because this what very often is the biggest issue. It's like we try to solve the problem from wrong state, from old state, and also from the state of survival, from the state of our nervous system in which we do not have the access to our resources. And I will explain it. I will just share the picture. Oh, forgot what I did. Can you see it? Oh, okay. Hmm. Can you see the picture? No, no. Hmm. Yeah. Ah, you could see it. Okay. Why it does not? Okay, maybe I will just, I think right now you cannot see it, yeah? No. Okay, so maybe I will just send you. No, I cannot send it here. I don't know why I was sharing that last time. Okay, last chance. If not, I will just send you by email later on. Just tell me if you can see the picture. No. Okay, I will. I think right now you can maybe see, yeah? Okay, so I will just not see you. Okay, so I will not see messages if you will just write something. But just one moment, I will just make sure if I didn't emit on anything.
It's there now.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I will just come back to it in a minute. I will just make sure if I didn't omit any point. Yeah, as I also mentioned, I just want to say that depending on the area that you feel stuck, there can be many approaches, and also I have many spiritual energetical approaches as well. Like, for example, very often we stick to one path instead of being open for various ways that can lead us to the place where we want to be. And very often we are not aware of that. And yeah, but this what I want to show you today and explain you today, that actually was also very important for me in the time when I was preparing my first project online, and I was surprised that I felt, let's say, so much fear or so many emotions, and I was like, oh God, sitting close to the computer, and I wanted to do something, but then like some emotions were taking over, and I just couldn't do it. I was like going for, I don't know, to drink another coffee or to do something different because I couldn't focus. And that is very common thing. And I will explain you how it works, what is the most important here. And that is the area that I discovered. It is called neurohacking, that explain how our mind and body works and how it is connected with our body and our nervous system. And it says that we don't feel stuck because of the problem. We feel stuck because of the story we keep telling ourselves about this problem. We do not have the problem we think we have. We have a way of reacting that we keep repeating. We are not the problem. We have a loop in our mind, and we have some program that keeps us in a loop. And that's why it's important to notice the program, to notice the trigger and our reaction, and change the program so that something could change in our life. So this, what we call problems, very often are just labels, stories, and our interpretations, some narrative that we have, and nervous system responses that we repeat so often that we eventually start believing they define who we are. So in this approach, we don't work with these labels like, I have a fear of being judged, I struggle with motivation, I have ADHD, I have low self-esteem, I just don't feel it. It is very common in spiritual world, or I'm still processing, or I'm in a process, or my ego is blocking me. It's like the problem with such kind of statements is like our brain does not understand them. They are so vague for our brain. They are too general. So like what the brain can do with it, like you say, I have a fear of something. Okay, and what the brain can do? It's like a fog. It's like there is not, it's like not specific. It's not concrete. It's like just a general, thing that brain does not understand. And the brain needs to know where it happens, when it happens, what exactly triggers it, how our body responds, and what thought appears after, what decision follows, and what outcome keeps repeating. And I will show you that on exact examples. Also, there can be your examples as well, if you will be open. So that's why the first step to make a change is to find one exact situation when it happens, one specific situation. So a vague description is, I have a fear of being judged. And it sounds serious. It sounds, like very psychological. It sounds like something you could spend years working on. And you can just repeat it all the time. But operationally, there is nothing you can actually do with it. Like it's too general. And it changes when you will just be present and notice some exact situation. And for example, it can be like that. On Thursday morning, I'm sitting in my living room. I pick up my phone because I want to record a live video. The thought appears, I want to record a live. And then what happens? Immediately, I feel tension in my head and neck. I tell myself that people will judge me. I decide not to record it. Instead, I go and make a coffee. The live never happens. Later, I feel frustrated because once again, I didn't do it. What I feel about myself, what story I tell myself about myself later on. This you can just guess. There will nothing will be positive. So it's so important to first notice the trigger, and the trigger, it is the first point in our graph. The trigger can be various things. It can be thought, some image, some memory, a message, an email, a comment, no reply, or just seeing your phone, someone's facial expression, or the number in your bank account. So like the trigger can be various. It's this what matters. It's like what happens after it. So after it, your body responds. And you can feel something. You can feel some, overwhelmed by emotions. You can feel freeze. You can feel blocked, or numb, or you can feel some tension somewhere, some heaviness in your chest. And this is why after that, everything happens like what does not support you in making an action, because your body reacts. And then comes the narrative, like you feel something that is uncomfortable, and then comes the narrative. Like, for example, people will judge me, this won't work, something is wrong with me, or I'm not ready, I don't know enough, I need to prepare more, or I have this, ADHD, or anything. Yeah. And then the narrative creates an emotional state. And the state may be fear, may be shame, frustration, anger, helplessness, tension, rejection, feeling invisible, feeling not good enough. And your state determines which internal resources you have access to. So in fear, you don't have access to your full courage. In shame, you don't have access to your natural expression. In frustration, you lose access to lightness. So when your nervous system perceives danger, it stops seeing possibilities. That's why then we go to decision, and you decide, okay, I'm not doing that. And then, or I just do something different, etc. And then we are in a loop. The outcome of that is like nothing was changed. So the decision creates the result. So the life, for example, never happens. So you can prepare to do the life, during a few years. Even I had some friends that were doing like that, and then you just start repeating yourself. Oh, I have fear of rejection, fear of visibility, etc., and so on and so on. And then you are in a loop, and that's why this neurohacking method shows you like this. What needs to change is your internal state from which you operate from. So, for example, if you operate from fear, it's important, or from pressure, etc., then it's important to change the state of your nervous system so that you could operate from safe state. And when you operate from safe state, you have the access to your resources, to courage, to everything what supports you. And then you decide to do it, you take action, then comes a good result first, even if it's small, and it changes your identity to the person that does it, that can trust yourself, that does what she wants. And I will show you how it works tomorrow. We will just do it in live, or maybe without camera, but we'll see. But we'll just do it. We can just do it with you in live on your example, because in here it's important to, let's say, I call it dissolve the trigger. So the trigger can be like the exact situation where you are. So I, for example, sit close to the computer. I want to, I don't know, create the offer for my client, and I cannot do it. Some thoughts appear, and I cannot do it, and I decide to not do it, and then nothing changes in my life. So first, we need to dissolve this trigger. We notice this reaction is in our body, how strong they are, what narrative comes, etc. And then when we will dissolve the trigger, then our reaction will be neutral, and then we change the state to this supporting one, and from this state you can just do it. And like I was doing that with many people so far, and also with my friends first some time ago, and that was so yeah, fulfilling when you were, for example, postponing even doing a live. Like one of my friends, she was like, she wanted to start doing lives in the internet, and then she just couldn't, and she was postponing that since like during 2 years. And then when we just did it, she immediately did it for the first time, and she started doing that. Because after this first action, it's also, of course, important to repeat it so that your mind can notice that something changed. But as I mentioned before, in any way you work with yourself, the most crucial thing is to make an action. So even if you work, I don't know, with hypnosis, like with any method, if you will just come back home and you will not do anything connected with the subjects that you were working on, it will not change. You will have just impression that you did something, but it will not change, because you need to give the signal to your brain that you did something, that it something occurred in the real world. And it does not need to always be like exactly after some session. It can be other day, but it's important to decide and give your brain the exact command, like a statement, like today at 10 a.m. I will just do this and this and this, while feeling like that, like for example in excitement or in peace, etc. But like I can talk a lot right now about it, but you will not feel and understand what I mean if we will not do it in in real. So we will do it maybe tomorrow. A moment, how to switch it off, because I would like to show you really how it works. Okay. Yeah. So I'm curious, what are your thoughts so far? And maybe if there was something that somehow, resonated with you or touched you somehow, or maybe you have some questions. Maybe also this process was not so clear for you. That's why I will just do it tomorrow with you, because yeah, I also, yeah, okay, that's good. Because like in the beginning I was just talking about some traps that I've noticed also in me and also in my clients and people in this self-development area and in spirituality, etc. There is like also, I would say, for me many things are just fake spirituality. So it's like there is a lot of traps. I just mentioned a few that can be connected with this feeling of being stuck. And I have many, let's say, methods to work with yourself. And also this approach that is more spiritual, not only like this, what I presented to you today, this one method of going from being stuck to aligned action through this process of neurohacking of this graph that I showed you, but also like from various different approaches. It depends on the subject. That's why it's always different to work on the exact situation. But also it's like very often it's like decision is just enough, because very often we just say, okay, I'm not ready, but you will never be ready. It's like just you decide you are ready and you do it, or you choose something. You choose your highest timeline, or you choose that you are going all in. So very often it's a choice. And very often it's also allowing yourself to not just stick with one way, because that was also my trap. Like, for example, I had some exact way of happening, of that something will come to me. And somehow I thought that it is some insight or the download from my soul. But then after some time, I noticed, oh God, that's like, it's somehow blocking me. And then I just opened myself and released that, because, you can have the destination and, you can know what you want to have in your life, but you don't need to go there. This path, maybe, let's say God, or depends what you believe in, etc., have some better path for you, different. Why it has to happen in this one exact way? If it can happen maybe in different way, that maybe it will be better even for you, or lighter, or more pleasant or something. Yeah, but very often we have just one exact path we want to happen it, like we want that it will happen. So like there is many approaches that I also have, but this what, let's say, physically keep us stuck very often is this nervous system, this survival mode, does not allow us to act in some way. That's why this change of state, it's so crucial, and we will do it tomorrow, because I don't know what are your preferences, but I usually prefer to have shorter meetings, because then you can focus. And yeah, so we will do it tomorrow on you. Of course, if you will want. If not, if there will not be any person that will want to go really deeply on exact situation, then I will just do it, let's say generally, because there are like a few ways that you can do it. One, it's always the best if I do it on your own exact situation, because it's just, it's pointed to your exact feeling, everything what you experience. But if no one will want and will be open for that, then I will just do general process to change the state, so that will be possible for you to change something and to act. So I think that will be all for today. If you have some questions, then ask. You can say or you can write. If not, I will switch off soon the recording. And if you will want to talk for a while, we can talk. If not, then we will meet tomorrow. Marzena, what you're saying is we need to work on our self-concept, perception and beliefs, and identity in order to get unstuck. Not only, like for me, it depends on the exact situation, because sometimes it can be this, what I described to you today. So this, just the change of the state that blocks you. But sometimes it can be also this that I told, like sticking to one exact way of achieving something. Like depends on exact situation. Maybe if you could say more, I can just switch off the recording in a minute. Then we could talk about that. If not, we can talk about that together, just you and me, during clarity call, as I will send you invitation for a clarity call. So then we can talk about that just in person, if you prefer. Because it really depends. But of course, every action affects who you are and like your identity. Because if you start acting differently, your identity changes. There is shift, yeah. So that's for sure. But in general, regarding this neurohacking that I was talking to you about, it's everything about the patterns and beliefs that we have in us from childhood. And very often we are not aware of some. So that's why when you notice the pattern, you can just change it. And you can reprogram your mind. And sometimes also like we have this, like what I was showing in the graph, like some trigger happens, and it does not need to maybe some program, but some memory comes to you all the time, and you cannot just focus, or you cannot just change yourself because something is coming to you all the time. So oh yeah, clarity. Yeah, we can talk on a clarity call. If you prefer in person, that's completely all right. It's always best when we talk, yeah, in details about some exact situation, because it really depends. That's why in the beginning, I was just planning to do this meeting about this neurohacking idea of changing state and dissolving the trigger in your mind, because for this I also have methods. And after just dissolving this, you don't feel it in your body. You feel neutral to this memory or anything. I will show you tomorrow, yeah? But later on, I just said, no, it cannot be enough, because this subject is so, huge. Like there can be many approaches, and also spiritual and, like various ones. So I just started to talk about some other things. And also I could talk more, but I guess it will be best to just leave it maybe on a clarity call, because then we can just talk about some exact situation. Okay, I will just switch off recording. So if you want to talk without recording, then it's nice, and I'm open to stay for a bit longer and to talk. That will be nice. If not, then we can just meet tomorrow. Thank you.